Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Thank you very much, Susan. Welcome, everybody, to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I am your host, Josh Taylor. In tonight for Rich Walsh. He is in El Paso, getting ready for the Hyundai Sun Bowl with Pitt and Stanford. Of course, that game is Monday at 2 o'clock right here on KDKA-TV. But plenty to talk about in the interim. We got to talk some Steelers news. Chris Boswell, of course, the news of the day, moved to injured reserve. They sign another kicker. Matt McCrane comes in, and it looks like the timing of that is the thing that I think that's the most in question with everybody. Just not the fact that they did it, just when they did it, and maybe if it could have been avoided. I think that's the key question we've heard throughout the course of the day, and I imagine we'll hear a little bit about that. But all the same, Chris Boswell shut down. They have another kicker in for at least one game. We'll see what happens as far as the periphery, because, of course, we know the Steelers have to beat the Bengals at Heinz Field, 425 on KDKA, but also they need help. The Browns have to beat the Ravens in Baltimore, so also that game kicking off at 425. They moved both games from 1 o'clock to 425. We've gotten a couple of questions about that already this week, so if you're still seeing 1 o'clock, remember, it's been moved to 425, and that game is on KDK. I mean, Steelers and Bengals. Meanwhile, we'll have to keep up, whether it's on your phones or online, or if you have Red Zone, to keep up with the Browns and the Ravens. So that's another game that will be hot in discussion while the Steelers and Bengals are playing. On the injury front, Antonio Brown is a new discussion here. Questionable in the injury report. Apparently had some tests done on his knee. Some questions there with him. If you can't have Antonio Brown, normally you might feel a little bit worried about this. The good news on the injury front is you got a ton of injuries on Cincinnati's side of the ball. There is no Andy Dalton. A.J. Green is banged up. You got a bunch of guys over there that are dealing with issues right now. And yes, Tyler Eifert is injured. He's been on injury reserve since September. You're not crazy. But that is something that sticks out as far as the injuries are concerned, and they've lost so many guys over there, including Vontaze Burfict, who apparently his career ending could be in question as well, which is a topic that's been talked about over the past couple of days. So a lot of injuries to the Bengals, and even though that is the case, you'd like to think there's still something to play for there because it's a division opponent. You can spoil their season. Of course, there could be the incentive of trying to spoil the Steelers season. So I imagine the Bengals won't exactly roll over. Plus, Jeff Driscoll's been playing quarterback for a few weeks over there. So it's not like he's just coming in to try to get through the day. He's had opportunities to actually play and try to prove himself. And we'll see how it goes on that front. You'd like to hope that they have Antonio Brown handy on a day where they really, really need him. James Conner's another guy whose status is still in question. You'd like to think they have him around on the day they really, really need him. The last time they played them, he had a pretty good day, 111 yards and a couple touchdowns. So having James Conner around would definitely help things out a lot. I imagine the questions surrounding the Steelers not only would be including Sunday, but after Sunday. What seeding would they have? Who would they face in the first round? What would their path be through the playoffs if they were to beat the Bengals and if the Browns were to beat the Ravens? And I know there's been a sentiment amongst a couple people that this team, when it's at its best, and honestly, if you want to really, for me personally, if you want to boil it down into how to characterize this team, there are moments when this team shows it's as good as any in the league. The problem is those moments are not as many as the moments when they show they shouldn't be losing to the worst teams in the league. There are moments when they look their best, and then there are moments that they look their worst against the worst. And I think that's the frustrating point. It's not that some of the things that have happened this season that have been so great, including that third quarter against the Saints, which I would argue outside the Carolina game might have been one of their best stretches of the season. So we know what they can do when they're at their best. The question is, how consistently can they be at their best? And that's been the thing that's been most in question all year long. 412-575-2600 on the Bordas & Bordas hotline. Also taking your tweets at Josh Taylor HD. See you in a few minutes.